questions?
Yes, so I'm going to stand in front of the tapestry. Tell me your full name, where you're from, and how you heard about Tom's seminar. Where did that come from? And hang on. Oh, shoot, I don't have my glasses. There's a little thing here that opens up the lens. Unless I go back and get my glasses. Right on the lens cap, there's something that clicks. There we go. Thank you.
No problem.
Contacts, and I still can't see without the glasses. Okay, you are Jen.
I'm Jennifer Watt. I'm from New York City, and I heard about Tom Bird's Write Your Book in 5 Days retreat from Sedona Soul Adventures in Denver.
Let's just step in here, otherwise it's going to be impossible. Even though that's a nice backdrop. Okay, right there. Okay, and you came here to write your book, which is very briefly about.
My book is about finding my way as a teacher across America in the kind of in the backwoods, environmental education, and in the forests, and then to Harlem in New York City.
Did you think you could get your book done in 5 days?
Well, no, I didn't. I did think I could because he says it's possible, but I didn't come knowing exactly what I was going to write about, and I just followed the journey. And I really just finished 2 minutes before the end today, and I got that feeling that he talks about when you just start to know that it's about to be over. And that's really an incredible process.
How does it feel to have birthed this baby?
It feels exciting and amazing, and I'm looking forward to reading it.
Me too, especially if there's an environmental education component.
Yes, it's very full of environmental education and stories about licking slugs and falling off cliffs and rock climbing and teaching in Harlem.
Wonderful. And something about Tom's process seems to be kind of magical. Some of it we can't quite identify what it is. Some of it's being sequestered in Sedona, away from life's interruptions. What would you say is how would you recommend Tom's seminars for someone
Absolutely.
who feels like they have a book? Sorry, I'm at the end of 5 days too. How would you feel? Do you feel you could recommend his seminars?
Absolutely. I think it's an extraordinary process because it's structured, and yet it's there's room for flexibility as you go through the days. And the days I would never write. On my own, I would never do that. And with the music in the background that just is there so incredibly propelling you forward, and everyone else is typing. I always was someone who, as a writer, and I'm a writer, would write at night if I was alone. Had to have very specific circumstances to feel creative enough to really just pour it all out there. And so for me, the idea of sitting in a room with people typing is really out of my concept of being a creative place. And I really couldn't have done it any other way. It's truly amazing because everyone is just filled with, there's laughter, there's people laugh out, there's people crying, there's people congratulating each other, and there's just an incredible group energy of creativity and speed, and just not letting your mind get in the way at all, ever. And as Tom says, when you're writing from your mind, that's where you're just so worried about what word you're choosing or what you're going to put in or how does the thing look. And when you just get into the flow, which I was sure I wouldn't be able to because it wasn't night and I wasn't alone in the woods. When you get into the flow, it's really an extraordinary thing to let the mind kind of take a detour, and it's a magical process.
I call it in a zone. You really do get kind of zoned out in a good way.
Right.
And there's a flow to it, and I call it grueling but gratifying at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, there's a dichotomy there, and it is right, a little bit of right brain, a little bit of left brain too. We're thinking, but by letting it flow and come forth and not being interrupted, it's really quite wonderful. I agree. I'm getting my own semi-testimonial in here because I didn't finish my book, so you can use that.
Well, and I had a couple of sessions where I just couldn't get into that flow at all, and it ended up not taking away from the process. Didn't mean that I could never get back in. It just took a break. My brain kicked in. I couldn't do it, and then I just went home and had a wonderful sleep and came back the next day right back in. So.
And he helps you get your baby not only out of you but out into the world because he gives you publisher help, publication help. And it sounds like you're on board for that program too.
I am. I'm on board for that program because I'm the kind of person who I actually, if I were the person to get my book published and written, I already would have done that. And I've had this story to tell for a long time, and I haven't either written it, and if I now did the writing part and then went off on my own, without any fault to myself. I just know I wouldn't do it.
But you will do
But
it.
now I will, because I'll be in a structure and I'll learn how to do it. And I love learning. I love the idea of a class, and it'd be, with everything that's coming up in my life, it would be really overwhelming to try to take that on by myself, and then my mind would get in the way and I'd get overwhelmed by who to pick to do what. It just, I'm very grateful that there's a follow-up, because it's going to get my book out, and then it's a pathway to more books.
Great. Congratulations, Jen. Thanks for your spirit in the group.
Thank you.
All the laughter. That's great.